Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA. Ocala!
All right, 25 minutes before 10 o'clock. Just a beautiful day out there. So much going on. And this film festival downtown has a bunch of films today. I looked at the schedule for today that have to do with horses. So it's appropriate for our community. And so is this show. This show is called Horse Sense. It is brought to you by the Equine Alliance of Marion County. And gracing our studios right now is Barbara Feitos, George Spiszewski. Did I do it right? How'd I do? Perry Wilson. Did I say your name right? And of course, Frank Hennessy is with us, and we're going to learn about the industry that made Marion County famous, not to mention brings in a lot of money to our community as well. Good morning to all of you. Thank you for coming in.
Good morning, Larry.
How you doing, Barbara?
Doing very well, thank you.
And are you familiar with these films that they're showing that have horses in them? Yeah?
Yes, absolutely. It's an amazing array of films that the film festival is able to bring here to Marion County, and so today and tomorrow, take full advantage of what's going to be offered right here at the Marion Theater in downtown Ocala.
And it helps a lot of us to understand basically what this whole industry is about, doesn't it? A film like that, or like the ones we're talking about?
Absolutely.
Like shows like this.
Exactly.
This kind of show, right?
Exactly. Well, I'll kick us off this morning, if you don't mind,
sure,
Larry.
Go ahead.
And you know, if it's springtime in Ocala, Marion County, you are seeing foals all over. And when you drive around this beautiful countryside, if you talk to any horseman or horsewoman this time of year and ask them what they're all about this time of year, they're going to tell you they're birthing babies. So it's a wonderful time to be here, take advantage of this beautiful weather and driving around and seeing all these magnificent horses and their babies. So it's a really special time. We have some horse bits this morning. Our little feature. There was an amazing record set at Live Oak International the weekend of March 21st to the 24th. They had over 10,000 people grace that beautiful farm over that 4-day period, and record-breaking attendance and extraordinary carriage riding, extraordinary jumping, and then of course you can't beat having the Clydesdales there from the Budweiser Clydesdales. So it was a really, really unique weekend all the way around, and of course our own Chester Weber was again crowned national champion. So that's a very, very, very good thing. So for our community to have his presence here and have that wonderful event at Live Oak. The OBS March 2-year-old in training sale. They also had record-shattering sales this year, generating gross receipts of almost $38 million, surpassing the previous record of $33.4, and that was set in 2008. So the average sale price this year was about an average of $191,000 on 198 horses sold, establishing a new standard on average sales and increasing 22.7% over last year's average of $155,000. 3 horses brought in well over $1 million, and 2 horses brought in $1.6 million each.
That is amazing.
So the amazing numbers, just amazing, continue to be amazing numbers. The spring sale of the 2-year-olds in training will be April 21st to the 24th, and the Equine Alliance will host a power lunch for our business partners, again, connecting the business community to the equine community on Thursday, April 23rd from 12 to 2, and it's a wonderful opportunity for the business community to learn more about the OBS sales and their economic impact on Ocala, Marion County. So
which
look
sounds
for
huge
more information.
from what you
it's
just
huge,
said. Yeah.
Absolutely huge. It's a wonderful thing. We'd like to give a shout out to our sponsors, of course, Florida Thoroughbred Breeders and Owners Association, DeMarco Photography, Infinite Natural Day Spa, right off the downtown square on Magnolia Extension, and Almara Arabians. Almara, wonderful, wonderful horse farm. Again, very appropriate for our conversation today. Has a variety of horses for sale, both Arabian Nights horses and horses from Almara itself. It includes retired horses and those that are currently active show horses, ages 8 to 19, and the majority of these horses are well-trained and absolutely astonishingly good for amateur riders because of the training that they have received. So again, they also offer horse leases, including national and reserve national champions, riding lessons, training, boarding, and what is called the ultimate equestrian experience, which is similar to the Arabian Nights performer for a day. The farm is open from 9 to 4 p.m., and families and interested outsiders are always welcome to come by anytime, especially on the weekends. And they'll be having an open house on April 26th, where they will also be featuring and publishing a new sales list as well. So look for more information from Almara Arabians. At this time, I'd like to turn it over to Mr. Frank Hennessy of Hennessy Arabians, and he is also the founding chairman of our community foundation. And Frank will introduce us to his guests that are with us today.
Thank you, Barbara. I'm blessed to be with my president and general manager, George Bashevsky, which we affectionately call George Z. And George is responsible for designing our Arabian horse farm and also for the breeding program that we have in place. And Perry Wilson, who is co-owner of Wilson Training Center, and Perry trains all of my performance horses and a number of my halter horses. And so between George and Perry, we're able to learn a lot about the Arabian horse. And so what I'm going to do is talk a little bit about the Arabian horse from my perspective. It is truly a unique animal, one that will touch your heart and your soul. It is the only horse that runs with its tail over its back. It's a very dynamic and powerful and just highly intelligent horse. I love them. And as Barbara said earlier, our farm, by the way, is open to guests that would like to come and visit at any time. Right at the moment, we have 13 new babies, and we're expecting 5 more. So anyone who's interested in learning more about the Arabian horse and coming to see what we have, would be more than happy to have you come. So let's start with George. George, how did you get involved with Arabian horses?
Well, I got involved in Arabian horses many years ago, back in Poland, because I was born and raised in Poland. And maybe a few people know that in Poland, Arabian horses, majority of them are owned by the state, by government. And so there were farms, and they're still in existence, that they breed Arabian horses. There are 3 farms, and that's how I got involved with horses. Riding. I was actually riding Anglo-Arabians, jumpers, and 3 days eventers. And then slowly I switched to purebred Arabians, and ever since, in my late 20s, I devoted all my, well, it sounds kind of cheesy, all my life, but but yeah, I devoted all my life to Arabian horses. So they, that's all I do. I've been doing it for over 30 years, and I love them. I think they're highly intelligent animals, and I hear sometimes from people that Arabian horses are high strung, they're hot, and I think that if you don't understand or you cannot understand Arabian horse, that's a reflection on you, because they are very intelligent horses. You just have to learn how to read them, and if you do, they're nothing but pleasure, smartness, and I wouldn't be doing this if I wouldn't believe that they're really good. So.
And George is responsible primarily for our breeding program, which is quite extensive. We breed stallions from all around the world, and we actually sell our horses all around the world. And in order to make that happen and to be successful, we like our horses to be well trained, and that's where Perry comes in. And Perry, why don't you talk a little bit about yourself and what you do with the Arabian horse, and a little bit about what excites you?
My husband and I own a training facility in Tavares, so right outside of Ocala. I train all main ring performance divisions, and my husband Mike does the halter horses. We've got about 60 horses on the farm, and I grew up with horses. I've been doing this all my life, and I've been training professionally for about 12 years since I graduated high school.
She's much younger than I am.
And I enjoy it. Every day of my life is doing this, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
So when I send you a horse for training, What's it like? What do you do? How do you assess it? What do you train it for?
Well, Frank normally sends me his 2 coming 3-year-olds for performance training, and they come in and get evaluated and start to learn what it is that I want them to do when I'm going to start riding them. It takes me anywhere from 30 to 90 days to be on their back. And through the breaking process, we determine which division they're going to be performing under. And we just go through the process and get them going and hopefully off to a show.
So what are the various classes?
Well, the different performance divisions for main ring is Hunter, Western, and then our English divisions. And they have various classes for professionals and amateurs in all of those different divisions.
Yeah, they don't let me ride, Larry.
How come?
I don't know. I want to be a costume rider.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!
Not happening.
No, it's not going to happen.
They will let me drive,
Yes.
which is a wonderful experience, and I absolutely love it. And they will let me show in halter. I'm not the fastest runner out there, but I do the best I can. And we've actually had some success, but that's primarily because of the quality of the horses that George produces and the training that Perry and her husband Mike give them. But I mean, being out there in the ring is just so exciting. These horses are, like I say, they know what you want them to do, and they are proud to perform for you. And I like it a lot. And George, you might speak just a little bit about what we're breeding for. What is it that we're trying to produce?
Well, there are several venues or several categories that you can breed Arabian horses for. Obviously the ideal Arabian horse would be a horse that can do it all, but that's a beautiful dream that doesn't happen very often. You want the horse to be very typey, Arabian looking, conformationally correct horse that can do everything in halter, which is conformation class, or under saddle in various divisions, like Perry said, the Hunter or Western or English saddle seat horse. But, the reality is that, it's very hard to breed a horse that can do it all. It's not impossible, but it's very, very difficult. So we definitely aim in our breeding program to breed a halter horse, a conformationally correct, beautiful, typey Arabian horse that can compete on the highest level. And the market for horses like this, it is pretty strong, but mainly outside of the United States. We sell the top halter horses. We sell usually to Middle East, South America, Central America. Europe buys, but not really a lot. Still, Middle East is probably paying the top dollars for the halter horses. Right now, there's opening of the new market in China, but this just started. And then in the United States, the horses that we do sell and we breed are horses that go under saddle. There's a lot of horses that they go to the shows, either with the trainers or with amateur owners. Like Frank mentioned, he is driving. He has a driving horse. Anybody, not to diminish your wonderful talent, but
I appreciate that.
Yes, there is tons of fun that is waiting there for people like owners, amateurs. They can show the horse and they can actually, have some really, really good time out there. So,
Perry, could you talk a little bit about the versatility of the Arabian horse?
Well, as George was saying, as breeders of Arabian horses, all breeders strive for something different depending on what their passion is in this breed. But the thing that's so incredibly unique about the Arabian horse is their versatility. These horses can do everything from main ring performance to dressage to endurance to halter, and everything in between. And it's incredibly special to be able to work with a horse that can literally fit every different person's desire, for what they want to have in a horse. It's one of the few horse breeds that can do that. We breed Arabian horses to be just that, Arabian horses, but the result of every horse finds itself doing something that fits with just about everyone's needs or wants.
Yeah, the Arabian horse is truly unique when you think about it coming from what originally was the Arabian countries. Actually, I think Iran was probably the home of the Arabian horse.
Yeah.
When you think about that, living in the desert, living on dates and very little water, and having the ability to withstand that climate, that breed is unique.
Well, the people need to know that the horses, Arabian horses, because of the climate and because of the tribes that they were breeding those horses, whoever was in Saudi Arabia knows that the climate is extremely extreme. It's the nights are extremely cold. The days are very hot. So the Bedouins, the original breeders of Arabian horses, they were bringing into a tent for the night their horses. They did not leave, especially mares and the babies, outside because it was too cold. So what created it was the personality of those horses. If you bring a horse to your home, which was a tent, you definitely won't breed a killer, right? Unless you hate your babies, So
you're a funny guy.
Yeah, no, I'm very serious. But anyway, so that created a unique personality of those horses. Those horses are very human friendly, and they
and incredibly smart.
Yeah, incredibly smart, intelligent, and they want to please. It's genetic with them. So people don't realize how those horses were bred. Those horses were bred for people, basically.
Wow.
Not for racing, not for anything extreme. They were bred to please people.
And endurance racing, by the way, they have a maybe 150-mile race, and there is not another breed that can withstand that. And the Arabian always wins, in spite of the movie Hidalgo.
Oh yeah, that was it.
It was a very entertaining movie, but Mustang is not ever going to beat an Arabian.
No, there was a
endurance race.
paint.
Was it a paint?
Paint. Yeah, it was a paint. No.
Yeah. So Perry,
we wouldn't know that. The average person wouldn't know that.
No. I mean, there was, people said, it was a pretty horse. Yes, it was a pretty horse, but in reality, Arabians don't come in this color.
Right.
They cannot be paint. We have only, Arabians come in the three basic colors. There's a bay, chestnut, and gray. And we don't have Arabians that they're spotted or whatever.
Not purebred Arabians.
Not purebred Arabians. Half Arabians, yes. But so that was a good, probably very eye-catching thing, in the movie. But basically, only Arabian horse can withstand the distance like this, and so it was missing the truth a little bit.
Do you remember there was like a dinner theater in Orlando? It was called Arabian Nights. I don't know if it's still there anymore. But
No, they closed.
but were they really using Arabian horses?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's, yeah.
Yeah.
Were they from you? Did you?
No, they're from Mark Miller, and actually his mother, Basie Tankersley, at one time had as many as 400 Arabian mares that she bred. She was probably the largest breeder in the United States.
In Tucson, Arizona.
Yeah, and she passed away, I guess, last year.
Last
now.
year, yeah.
And so Mark is actually moving a great number of the herd here to Claremont.
Oh, really?
And and he, again, as one of our sponsors, extends a welcome and an open house, if you will, to come and visit him and his horses. And they're magnificent. Absolutely magnificent.
I love the fact that you guys say that almost every show, that we can just call you up and say, "Can I come look at your horses?"
Love people. We love the horses.
Well, we are like Arabian horse. We're bred to welcome people.
We're bred to please.
But does the horse in the tent in the middle of the night let you know when it has to go out? Like my dog always lets me know.
No, they poop in a tent. Come on. No, they're not dogs. They don't let you just, okay, I want to go potty. No.
They don't, huh? Wow.
No.
See, I couldn't handle
but,
that.
But the horse people are kind of weird. We don't think that pooping, it's smelly, gross, or whatever. It's like,
Part of nature.
It's a part of nature, yeah. So...
Yeah. So Perry, what else would you like to share about the Arabian horse from your perspective? You've got 60 of them on your farm?
Yeah. Well, I think that, the opportunity to know these horses and be involved with them is something that's really special and everyone should have the opportunity to do. Anyone with kids, it's a great thing to get your kids involved in. It was wonderful for my parents that the horses was something that was so special to me because there wasn't really much that I cared about other than that, and I was a little bit of a wild child. As a young kid, and the horses were really something that pulled me towards them, and it's something great to be involved in. And like we've been saying, there's a little something for everyone in this breed of horse, and it's truly something special to be involved in.
I always, Larry, like to point out at every opportunity that I get is that the thoroughbred industry, which is so important to us here in Marion County, the thoroughbred was bred by Arabian horses.
Well, the legend or the story is that the thoroughbred horses originate from 3 Arabian stallions. The truth of it is that they originated out of 16 Arabian horses, but they were purebred Arabians, and they were crossed with in England with the domestic bred mares that they exhibit extreme speed, and those Arabian horses that they were used for improvement of the speed were also very fast horses, and that's how thoroughbred race started. Thoroughbred breed. So if you look at the Arabian horses across the world, there's very few breeds that Arabian horse did not participated with. They were used in warm blood breeding to improve the stamina, to improve the endurance ability, and also the structure, the muscle tissue and the bone quality. So they were used to create or to improve many breeds. People usually don't know about it.
Huh. So does the veterinarian that works with the Arabians have to be specifically trained for Arabians, or does a horse doctor serve any horse?
No, any. No, it helps if they're cheap.
I bet. I bet.
I think he means inexpensive.
Inexpensive.
Yeah.
The other urban legend, which is tells you a little bit about the Arabian horse. The story goes that the prince was taking his herd of 100 or so horses across the desert, and they were deprived of water and obviously incredibly thirsty. When they got to the oasis and the water was available for the horses, he had his people blow the trumpet, the sound to come to battle, and of those 100 or so horses, 5 stopped, and as thirsty and as tired as they were, lined up to prepare for battle. And those were the 5 mares that started the process of the breeding that's very special Arabian horse.
Oh, wow.
So it's kind of an interesting story. Don't know if it's true or not, but I like to think that it is, because my experience with the Arabian horse is that they truly will do what you want to because they do want to please. Incredible horse.
We've got just about a minute left. You want to wrap it up and name sponsors if you want to?
Oh, thank you very much. We want to thank, obviously, Frank and George and Perry for this has just been enlightening for me, too, just to listen to all of this. And we want to shout out again to our sponsors, Infinite Day Spa, FTBOA, Almara Arabians, the DeMarco Photography Group, Lou and Lydia, and of course, the Blue Jays Band, the composers of our theme song. Thank you so much, Larry.
Thank you, all of you. Nice to see you again, Barbara. Thank you for coming in, George Spishevsky. How did I do?
You are improving every time you say it.
Perry Wilson, good to see you, and Frank Hennessy, good to see you again. All right, we'll take a little break and we'll be right back. Ocala Magazine Radio is coming up next.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. New numbers out this morning showing jobs added at a solid pace in March.